First of all, just what did this game mean? I mean, every game's important. You want to win them all, obviously, but with what you've been through and what people in Tampa Bay are going through, you got to go back to, what was this mean to you guys?
I think it means a lot. Like at the end of the day, right, it's a game, and there's a lot of real life happening back home. So I think if we're able to just give some people a bit of a reprieve from the things that they're facing right now, I think like that's a plus for us, right? Because there's a lot of people going through a lot of bad stuff right now, unfortunately, and we don't really know like what we're going back to. So that's it's really sad. But I'm glad that we were able to come in and lead with a victory against a divisional, rival in a tough environment.
It's so much easier to have a game where just momentum just keeps rolling and things keep going your way. Mm-hmm. But when you have such a hot start and then things just rapidly swing in the other direction, having to regain that momentum is really hard.
Yeah.
What was key for you guys being able to do that in the second half?
I think just like maintaining our composure. I think we didn't do a great job of that during the second quarter, and it resulted in unnecessary penalties and some turnovers that are like uncharacteristic of us. So I think we just realized that we just got to play our game, just make sure like that we stay cool and let our football do the talking, and that's kind of what we did coming out of in the second half.
How much harder is it to do to keep your composure when you're on the heels of what was probably a really stressful week?
Yeah, it's incredibly tough, right? But again, I mean, we can only control like what we can control, and I think like us realizing that we all have each other's backs as teammates. We're all going through the same things, and we're all that we really have here. So as long as we have each other's backs, go out there and just like fight. We'll see what happens when we get on the field.
Chris, take us through the long touchdown. You had like 3 tackles. It was like you were not going to be denied. It showed the speed. The whole gamut. Just what was that play like for you?
I mean, it was a great play from my perspective. But like, I mean, honestly, it was just a check down. Like, we had a shot called downfield that they had covered up. They got me the ball in a good, in a good timing. Make the cut back on, the backer flowing out. And then from there, I'm just trying to get as much yards as I can. It ended up being perfect timing, breaking the 2 tackles, and I see nobody in front of me. I'm like, I can't get caught. Like that's the only thing going through my mind. And it was a pretty exhilarating play. It felt really good, especially at that moment in the game. Like it was a big moment for us. So that's the biggest thing for me is trying to make some big plays when we really need them.
What does it say about Baker, the fact that he was able to regain his composure after throwing 3 interceptions? I mean, he hadn't really thrown many picks. I think he had 2 going into this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it just says what we already know about Baker, which is he's resilient, he's a fighter, he's gritty. Like there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to come out and continue and raise his play. Like that's just not in his DNA. So I think from our perspective as an offense and as a team, we rally around him, let him know that we have his back. And like some of those like weren't his fault, but like as a team, like we could be better and we needed to be, and we were.
You guys got the lead a week ago. You had the lead and kind of let off the gas.
Yeah.
Do you feel like hey, we're just going to keep scoring until we run up a 50-burger on them?
Yeah, man. It was. We had to learn from our mistakes, right? Especially in division. Like it's those are always tough games. So you can never let your foot off the gas. We made that mistake last week. And we can't do it. So we learn from our mistakes, and we just have to continue to get better from that. And we got a lot of mistakes that we learned from this game. So we have a lot of room to grow. Well, I'm looking forward to doing that.
Is there anything in particular you feel like you guys learned about yourselves in this game?
I think if anything, that we can play a bunch of different types of games, right? Like, what we set a franchise record for most yards, put in 51 points, and we had 3 turnovers. So it's like we can run the ball, we can throw the ball. Obviously, we're at our best when we can do both in the same game. But just having that ability to, to play in multiple ways and to win in multiple ways, I think is going to be big for us as we really go down the season because we got a tough schedule.
What can you say about Sean Tucker, a guy that only touched the ball like 20-something times in 2 years?
Yeah.
He goes out here, the shots down, and puts up that kind of performance.
It speaks to, to the character of a guy. He's like Sean's never complained since he's been here. He waited and worked his tail off to be prepared for this opportunity, and when it arrived, he was ready for it, and he took full advantage. And I think you can kind of like see his confidence growing. I can't remember what game it was, but he had a couple like really big returns for us. Right. And I think you can kind of see him growing from that point. Like, I I can really do this. And he's a tough guy to break down. Like, I think he's faster than people think, and he runs really strong. So I'm proud of him, man. But he's going to be, he's a big part of what we have. We got a lot of guys.
Your defense pitched a shutout in the second half. Just what did that do to kind of fuel you guys with that scoring onslaught you had?
Yeah, whenever they're playing like that, it's huge for the offense. Like, it gives us a lot of confidence, and it makes us want to go out there and to, reward them for the hard work that they're doing. Because if they can play like that, and we expect them to be able to do that, man, there's no telling where we can go. We just got to hold up our end of the bargain on offense.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys, man. Y'all be safe. I hope
You too.
all you guys' homes are